Yo, yo, yo. How we doing today, Lords?
Not too bad.
Better today.
Living the dream?
Best day of my life.
Best day of your life. I love it. All right, where are we at? What do we need to talk about today?
Well, you want to continue the saga of my wife?
Absolutely.
All right, so got a text yesterday, which we planned on talking about Christmas presents. And I mentioned to her, I said, I'm trying to find a cruise instead of getting our kids toys and stuff like that. I want to go on experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So didn't get an answer. So last night, playing pool with kids, and she's like, hey, when everybody goes to bed, I need to talk. Of course, I'm like, fuck. So go through talk. It was extremely civilized. Like, she got all her shit out the other day when she laid into me. She admitted I said a bunch of stuff because I was pissed. It's like, all right, cool. Let it go. So basically, it come down to, like, there's stupid shit I say. Like, I asked her to go check on my son who was in the bath. She said, I'm heading upstairs. I'll do it. I said, all right, thank you. She goes, well, why the fuck are you thanking me? It's my son. It's like, I don't fucking have a clue. Why did I thank you? I mean, it's my son. Stuff like that's pissing her off. And anyway, she come up to the conclusion that our relationship, she like dived in deep. She dived in, like, when we first got together, she used to hang out with these stoners, and I guess I put my foot down. I don't remember doing it, saying, look, don't fucking hang out with them anymore. And all they do is sit there and smoke pot and do nothing. I don't remember doing it. It's fucking 18 years ago. Either way, so she's dug deep into that, and that our love was actually just a juvenile love, and we never actually loved each other. And, you know, she stayed in the relationship all these years because she wanted to prove people wrong and stuff like that. And I just kind of let her have it out. And of course, I tried to listen to her, empathize with her feelings and where she was. She's only here for the kids. She's only here because she's afraid I'll go fucking batshit crazy on them again. But drinking, which of course I've done, so that's, you know, justifiable. She's not happy living in the basement, but she's happy by herself. She has all this freedom. I never told you couldn't do anything. I've always given you all the freedom. Just yes, you have, and I appreciate that. You've never told me I couldn't do anything. So it went on to all that. But anyways, it come down to, you know, she just wants to figure herself out. She wants to do her thing. She doesn't need a man standing beside her holding her purse. She just wants to do her shit, figure her shit out.
Okay. Well, first things first. First things first, man. Gratitude. You don't just take away the gratitude. You can be thankful for her, even though it's her kids. Of course, that's the problem. You know, we talked about this on a podcast the other day. Like, this is such a fucking problem. It kind of goes feeding into that thing we talked about yesterday, where, you know, you complain about the trash one time when it's not done, but you never said thanks for the 9 times because it's your job. It doesn't really matter. She's taking the kids to the bath and you said thank you. Don't let her push the gratitude away, right? So you would say, well, because I appreciate you. Well, they're my fucking kids. Yes, I still appreciate you. Smile. Like, the gratitude is so, so, so important, guys. Nobody, or most people, I should say, move away from gratitude because of entitlement, because of expectation. It's right. Like, Catherine thanks me all the time for working hard. I'm supposed to work hard. I'm supposed to provide. That's what our thing is, right? Okay. Well, she's still grateful, right? And so don't ever let that go away. And that would feed into what you're talking about here. When you're getting to the real root of things and she's talking and she's feeling things out, this is all a fake love. I just want to prove people wrong. When you're showing up with things like gratitude, it's a completely different feeling. You are proving people wrong because they're not like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Which I've been showing up for a long time about, you know, housework, dishes, trash, floor, vacuuming. Just not a big deal. If I see it, we do it, or I get. But she's worried. My son threw a big fit last night. Got pissed because he had to go to the bath and he kicked something. And I called him when he got upstairs. I said, "Hey, dude, what are you feeling right now? What's going on?" He said, "I'm mad." Why are you mad? I didn't want to take a bath, buddy. You guys flipped a coin and you lost. That was kind of part of the deal. I mean, I understand you're mad, but you can't be kicking stuff. I mean, if you're mad, tell us about it. So she brought that up. She didn't hear that conversation I had with her. She brought it up. She goes, I think Michael's been hearing you talk about our situation. He's mad at me. I'm like, I don't agree with you. So I can see how you feel that way, but I don't agree. I think he's just going through it. I said, I've been, doing these parenting courses, and I let him feel it out. He's just mad because he didn't want to go yet, and he's 9.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a long fucking conversation. So I'm trying to drive in traffic too.
Well, hold on, Jeff. Let's keep, because you're going on here. So I want to make sure we cover this. So you don't defend yourself, right? Ask her more about that. Well, what do you mean? Because you're not talking a bunch of trash about her. You know what I mean? So, don't let, and I'm not saying she's suggesting that you're talking trash, but her mind seems to go down this way, right? So just ask her more about that. And then you can say, no, would you like to know what I'm thinking is going on, what I think from what my experience with our son is? And then when she says yes, you say, well, I've been taking this parenting course and I'm trying some new things out, you want to know more about it? Keep going. Like, keep her engaged without defensiveness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to recap all this. I'm not saying it right. Her reasoning is that when this first happened, before I got into these courses here, 8 months before I got in these courses, I started in June. So, 8 months. I was pissed. I went fucking ballistic. I fucking told everybody. I said, look, this is what she did. She's embarrassed by everybody. She's afraid I'm still doing it. She hasn't seen me show up. She doesn't see that I'm, not talking to her. She hears her mom talking to me,
So
which I told her, I said, we got to cut that out.
Get clarification.
Also shit.
Get clarification, right? Don't assume she's just making this.
Oh,
you must be talking to everybody. Just
that was clarification.
You asked her? You said, no.
I said, I know. I told her, I was like, look, I understand why you feel that way. I said, you feel that way because I've done it before with our friends. She was,
no, shush. Okay. That's not clarification. That is telling her. I understand you feel this way because blah, blah, blah. Ask for the clarification. I understand how shitty that must feel. Is that because I was really stupid 6 months ago and trash talking you? Because if it is, boy, I can understand why you'd be concerned right now, but I want to make sure I do understand. Can you help me here? And then she can verify that, or she can say, no, it's just because you've been talking to my mom. See, right there's 2 different fucking things, right? So you got to just get clarification. Don't assume, because maybe it is and maybe it's not, or maybe it is and there's more. And then you never actually address it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I worded that poorly. I understand that. Yeah.
I don't think it's less about your words and more about your thought process, right? Your thought process is, I want to fix this right now. Your thought process is probably like, oh, this is a better conversation than normal. Thank God. Because even when you started the whole thing, what did you say? She wants to talk later. Oh, fuck. Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So you're going in as a nice guy, afraid of her, fearful of how this is going to go down. And I mean, in a way, rightfully so. It's been pretty nasty lately, right? But the point is, you keep showing up, so you want to assume the best. You want to always give the benefit of the doubt to your partner, always. Kind of like when Catherine said the other day, women they got to stop testing men, stop giving them the opportunity to fail, right? Well, don't presume she's going to fail. Presume she's liking the new tone, this new example you're setting with your kid, for example, right? Maybe she needs clarification. We don't know. Does that make sense, dude? Your thought process of trying to fix things we just got to clean it up a little bit.
Because I do catch myself going, all right, if we do this, maybe this will fix something. No, whoa, fuck up. You need to, and I have to catch myself and tell myself, hey, chill. You just need to show up. Do you. And have fun with your kids and do you.
That's right. And you guys, when you catch yourself and you've already caught yourself right after, like you made the mistake with your wife, it's okay to say, let me do a do-over. Right? Nobody's perfect, especially when you're learning new skills. Right? So let me say that again, and you say it the right way. Right?
Yeah, mine was 30 minutes later, and I was like, oh, okay, I could have worded that better. I should have done that better. But I'm still learning. I'm still really new to actually showing the fuck up.
Well, this is a lot different. Yeah, this is a lot different than your normal reactions, right? So I think you were in your mind trying to think about responding, and I think that what happened is, again, your nice guy is deeply programmed, right? That's all. and you've had a really rough go lately. That's all. But I want to keep you moving forward, not justifying, well, at least I'm doing better. That's a win, sure, but if we can clean it up, let's clean it up.
Right.
Okay.
They're always tweaking better, always clean up, be able to articulate better and step up a little better. So
exactly. Same with your reflections. We want that turnaround time to be almost instant, right? So 30 minutes later is a lot better than 3 days like you normally would have been, or a week, So same with your response was better. It wasn't what you normally do. There's lots of massive stuff here, but we're always looking for that next level. Okay.
So one of the last things she said, because she's like, "Oh, this was a juvenile love. I don't think I was ever truly in love with you. I just think I was trying to prove all these people wrong, that I would last longer than that, or we would last longer than that." I stopped her and said, "I'm sorry. That may be how you feel, but I don't feel that way. I loved you." I said, "I may have, as a man before, done it incorrectly, but that doesn't mean I didn't love you. Don't love you now." She's like, "Well, if I left the house and lived somewhere else, I think you'd get over that." I said, "Honey, you took a 2-week vacation. I didn't talk to you for 2 weeks. I loved you all the way through it."
Yeah, so I like how that went, but the thing is, I wouldn't have done it the same way, right? Like when you want to validate her feelings, she didn't ask you how you felt. She was telling you how she felt, right?
Yeah.
And what you're doing there is trying to quote unquote fix it again, right? No, baby, I've always loved you, even when you're gone for 2 weeks. And it looks like the interaction went smoothly, but it's not the best way. You want her to just get those feelings out. That is a fucking shitty way to feel. I can't remember how many years you've been married. 18 years? What the fuck? Like, that's a terrible thing. All this time you felt like you've had to, sort of fake it, I guess. Let her process it, because, man, if you can start showing up and giving her all the love she's ever wanted, it's not fucking fake. Then as she's processing, she knows it's real. She can trust you. Think about it. You're not yelling anymore. You give her that gratitude and you don't retreat when she starts to say, "What are you thanking me for?" and she's being rude. Consider that you're responding, not reacting, when she is being quite on the crazy train, up and down, mean, nasty, when she's avoiding the kids, her mom, right? When all of this stuff is there, and then you're still initiating conversations and laughter and fun, and you're actually having it with the kids, with your purpose in life, with her mom, and she's not. Well, now she knows that somebody's not faking it, and you didn't have to talk your way into her head hard vagina. You just brought her along for the ride. Right. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. And that's how the night was going. I was actually having a really good night with the kids, interacting with my daughter really well, interacting with my son really well, having just a lot of fun with them. And then that's when she brought that up. It's like, that's where my whole fuck come from. It's like, I really just wanted one good fucking night between a couple of fuck battles so I can have a good fucking night. And it ended up being, a decent night. The conversation went pretty well. She seemed like it went well with her as well.
I get all that, but again, you're letting her dictate how you feel, right? She can be crabby or she cannot be crabby. Let's just go back to your son. Hey, what do you want to do for some connection time right now, since you can't have a bath yet? You know what I mean? Like, you just keep moving along and having some fun. And then she's not affecting you. Because listen, like, no matter what, why would you want her to decide if it's a good night? I know what you're saying. It's a break. But if you switch the mindset to, it'd just be nice to have a nice night without her going haywire, that's acceptable. That's reasonable, right? But relying on her going haywire or not to decide if it's a good night, we don't want that. Otherwise, she's leading you, and it's a negative path. Why do we want to follow that, right?
Right, and she's been leading the whole time, so I'm trying to get a hold of my ship and steer it by myself.
Yeah, that's right. You just keep focusing on the energy that you can bring, okay? If she wants to be crabby, okay, right? That's what positive people do. We just leave that negative alone, right? We don't have to go fix her. You're not going to fix her if it's a simple date. You're probably not going to fix anything anyway. Never mind if it's this years of crap and these outbursts and all this shit. You're not fixing it. You're not changing her mind. She has to want to have a civil conversation like she did last night. That's the first time in a while, right?
Yeah.
So
that's probably the first time in a year we've had a civil conversation.
Well, that's not true. You went on a holiday and you guys had a great time together and you talked and stuff. So,
I'm sorry. I meant that as a civil conversation about us.
A hard conversation, maybe.
hard conversation,
Okay,
simple hard
gotcha.
conversation where
Well,
they get
then-
loud.
Well, then
Pissed off.
that's progress, dude. That's massive progress. First time in a year with where she's talking about I've never fucking loved you is essentially what she's trying to convince herself of. We know that's bullshit, right? So, just chill, focus on you, keep moving forward, and show her what's more exciting. Okay.
Right. So part of the stat responses and being able to communicate with her and have a civil disagreement with her. So we were initially discussing Christmas and going over Christmas presents, what to get the kids, because they both get one big present and then they get a bunch of small, just piddly shit because they got plenty of fucking toys, and then a trip. Both get a trip. It's one combined trip. But anyway, she's like, "Well, I want to get them a golf cart." And I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea. And let me tell you why. In my opinion, I don't think it's a good idea. And then you tell me why you think it's such a good idea to get them a golf cart.
Well, why do you keep going back to you?
One, I don't.
Why do you keep going back to you? Find out more about her. Let her figure out if it's a good idea or a bad idea, right? Talk her through it. Use curiosity. You don't need to. Okay, this is the big problem when you guys have disagreements. You're trying to get your point across and you're acting like or pretending like you give a fucking shit about hers, but you don't. If all you care about is tit for tat, yours than mine, then you're not. You're only literally caring about yourself. You got to look at it like this. She's determined already. Find out why. What's so important? And then go from there. And this doesn't matter if it's a golf cart. This is just any disagreement, right? Almost anyone in life is going to focus on what they need or what they want first. Pretty much every single person you will ever meet, including you, including me, until you consciously choose to be there and want more. It doesn't matter if we're talking about your marriage. We can talk about Dennis. You can talk about clients and things like that. Dennis, I'm pretty sure if you want to make somebody happy, you've got to ask them, right? What is it that they want? If you're getting ripped off in business, you still need to figure out how you can get what you want. And it's not by trying to negotiate when we get to speak. It's by listening.
It's part of listen first.
Yeah,
and
assume.
respond after you've digested it.
Yeah, assume that all you care about is her why right now, right? That's it.
Okay.
This isn't about being a pushover. This isn't about being a suck up or wife pleaser. None of that. It's about understanding. Apply this in your marriage. Apply this with your clients. Apply this with your kids. Apply this with people you meet on the street. Because assume they only give a fuck about what they want. Because that's the world. Again, not just you, not just them, me. It's people's human nature, right? So if you want something, you're always better to start listening first. Honestly. Okay? I got to move on here, Jeff, because I want to make sure I get to everybody here.
Nope.
So,
you're good. You're good. That was kind of a quick and short of it. So,
okay, thank you.
got a bunch of nice pointers from you guys. Thanks.
Awesome. Josh, go.
Well, yeah, I think everything's looks like it's moving in the right direction and stuff. As far as my wife being willing to go out with me for breakfast the other morning, that was cool. It was like an instant yes when I asked and everything. So I've been trying to break down whatever wall is between us, and so I know that a couple of things were holding her back. She told me as far when I asked her as about stuff that I said about her family when we were dealing with the affair, when I was lashing out at her, and stuff that I said about her, like a couple of names I called her, things that I said. So last night I basically said, hey, what can I do to make up for what I said about her family? And I let her know that I did apologize to them. And, her response was that, I don't know, time, I guess. And it's not just what you said about them, but it's what you said about me. And so I just don't know how to.
Yeah, so you never want to ask her, what can I do? That's the desperate, needy. That's where she's like, you should just know, she expects you to understand. See, we're all expected people, not just you guys, okay? We're all expected to know how to be an adult, how to be a man. Women are expected to know how to be women. We're expected to know how to communicate. We're expected of all these things when really we're not taught, right? So what you're doing is you're going into your nice guy going, how can I make this easier for you? I want to fix it, right? Instead of, I don't think it's bad that you let her know, hey, you know what? I really do want to let you know I talked to your family, But when you said bad things about her, that's like every time you said something bad in a fight, Josh. So you undermine anything sweet that you're doing anyway. So you're really just wasting time. Start giving her gratitude, affirmations, compliments. Let her bring it up to you. Well, that can't be real because I remember when you told Susie this and you told my family this and blah. And you go, yeah, you're absolutely right about that. And you know it's going to take time. So you would just, you could say something like that. I'm just planning to show up, you know? That's all I can do. And that's even defensive. So if you can, you'd avoid it, right? You know, you try to get her to tell you more of what she's feeling. Let her come to the conclusion that you've been showing up great right now and it will take time. And she'll tell you that. Because what it sounds like then is, but I'm interested in that time, right? That's why I'm here for breakfast. You know what I mean? So if you can focus on the good stuff, right? Rather than how can I fix it to get this handled? I think we're always in such a damn rush to fix everything when we can't control how they're feeling, how they're hurting, right? What those words actually meant to her when you said them, you know, or to the family, so on and so forth. So just think about patience. I think you're probably getting really excited because things are moving forward and you didn't even think it was possible, right? And so things are moving forward and now it's like, okay, how can I make this accelerate? You know, foot on the gas pedal. And in a nice, loving way, don't get me wrong. It's not like you're aggressive or too desperate and needy, but it just comes across that way a little bit, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. Like for the past 4 months, I've just had no idea what she's been doing, like what her work's going like. And I know she doesn't like her position where she's at the hospital and stuff, but so I've been kind of getting curious about that. She's actually been opening it, you know, instead of just a quick text or whatever it is, she's telling me, well, this is what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. And, you know, I decided not to do this because I want to do graveyard. And so things are opening up and I'm like, hey, you know, you'll do great at whatever you choose and everything like that. Just trying to give her compliments and stuff. And
yeah. So
keep everything.
Try to be more specific, right? You'll do great at everything you do. You remember that time you, right, got the job at the hospital and even though you didn't love it, you just kicked ass, right? You've been doing that for so long or whatever, right? Let her know you see and hear her, right? Okay. Then you start to really affirm those undermining comments that you said before, that you are a different guy. You're not undermining the new guy. Does that make sense? You're reinforcing the new guy, okay? Mm-hmm. But you're also giving her what she needs, right? Yeah. A safe place to vent and all this stuff. Now, also, if she's venting about it, that doesn't mean you need to give her any affirmations at that time. Those kinds of things can come later, right? You know, depending on how the conversation flows, or maybe the next day, you know what, I was thinking about that conversation, you know, and I just wanted to give you some encouragement. I just think the world of you. You work so hard. You do so great at everything you do. That's a totally different thing than trying to be in the moment responding when you could just let her get it out. Keep asking questions. You know, guys, if you can think about it like this, you could spend an hour and a half and just listen, maybe 3, just listening, asking questions, going through it, and you feel weird. You feel like it's one-sided. Welcome to conversation. Go back to that thing about needs. People want to be heard. They want their opinion out. They want to be understood, right? And your wife, when we've heard her for so long, probably really wants to feel that, right? Mm-hmm. So we talk about time, for example, some of the things you said. Dude, if you're just listening to her, even if it's hours, it's not going to feel one-sided to her. You might feel terrible inside, right? And again, just like I was talking about earlier, this would apply to any relationship, your business, your marriage, your kids, people on the street, right? It just feels weird because we're all like, well, you know, all they did was talk and what about me and blah, blah, blah. Going back to what I said earlier, people only inherently care about themselves, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I mean, right now it's like I'm still the only one necessarily initiating any sort of conversations, but I understand that, and like I'm not stopping. I still tell her good morning, hope you have a good day, and good night and stuff. She responds, but she texted me I think the other day because I just basically thanked her for helping me out by being willing to do my background questionnaire for my new job, and her response was, well, why wouldn't I, like that? And I just said, hey, thanks again. You know,
yeah, there you go. There you go. Jeff, did you hear that? You know, you just reinforce the gratitude. You don't let them squash it. It's just like when you compliment your wife, you look so hot. And, you know, a lot of women are self-conscious. Catherine's got a wicked body and she's always worried about it, right? And so, you know, the way that we get through that is I continue to talk about how sexy she is, appreciate her hard work when she does it, appreciate that she focuses on her diet and all that stuff. And so it's hard for her now these days to be like, oh, I just hate myself right after I'm making her feel good. She's like, thanks, baby. You know, and you show up doing the same way. I love that. So Jeff, pay attention to that, okay? How he just went with it again. He didn't say, oh, okay, I'll take it away and retract. Because you are grateful. You do appreciate that. It helped you get the job. She's the best candidate to help you get the job.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Yeah.
I love it. Love it. Okay, Bill, you go. Oh, did we lose you? Oh, Bill, your mic's not on, bud.
Things have been going pretty good for the past 4 or 5 days. And I've been trying to figure out what's changed, and Jeff's conversation kind of led me right into it. You know, owning my own shit, you know, and coming up with that at the time that we're having a conversation. But also, one of the things I wanted to mention to Jeff is that, you know, even if you don't see it right away, if you come back the next day even and just go, you know, something I thought about what we had talked about yesterday, and yeah, I was wrong on that. Or, you know, if you were wrong on that, you come out and you admit it.
100%. And you don't always have to say sorry either, right? Hey, listen, I thought about that, and like I was just wrong, right?
Yeah, and I've been finding out that I've been doing that very consistently, and things have been going really, really good. I mean, there's still times where Dawn has a different way of talking. I have a different way of talking than her, and my understanding of her has been jaded by the past.
Good reflection.
So I'm starting to learn that she's very direct, and I haven't been so much direct, and that's been a lot of my problem. Is when you're not direct, that leaves room for deceit, that leaves room for omission, and trying to get back to where I'm talking directly to her.
Especially with a wife like yours. She's very insecure, right? So if you're not direct and there's room to wonder, you're feeding her monster. You're not feeding your wife. You're not helping her, right?
Exactly. So if you can answer her direct question with a direct answer, and it's coming from your heart and it's coming from truth, she sees that, and I think that's been helping considerably.
Now just be aware though, because you know you might go for 20 more minutes, or you might go for 4 more days, and she's probably gonna come at you again. You still are direct, right?
It's been 20 minutes since she came at me again.
Okay, there we go. So yeah.
This was a classic too. I mean, she had dreams last night. She said he dreamed that I was contacting one of my ex-wives, and for some reason told my ex-wife it was going to be okay to come and live with us. And normally when she gets up and wakes up from one of those types of dreams, I mean, it's hell the next day. And because she put faith in what she dreams, and it, you know, I just sat there. No,
don't. Just remember, guys. Just keep it simple, especially with something so ridiculous as the dream means you're cheating. Like, so just look at her and go, baby, that must suck. That's a nightmare. It's not even a dream. Oh my gosh, that sucks, baby. Come here. I love you.
And
you're my
everything. That was
Yeah.
it. I told her, now I understand why you pushed me away last night when you started having the bad dreams. I could hear her starting. She has certain reactions when she's into a bad dream.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, oh, now I understand. And I said, no, nothing like this is happening. Nothing, there will be never
Again,
any contact.
again, you're going down the defensive road. Let her come to the conclusion herself, if you can, right? So is that why you felt kind of pushed me away? Was that, do you remember? No? You know, and then like, let her come to the conclusion that she knows it will never happen because you are so patient and loving with her, especially because she's not coming at you like normal, right? Especially because she's coming at you in a safer way than she normally would, if that makes sense. Right?
Well, she's coming at me the way she always does. But like I said, I just had to establish that that's her way of talking. I mean, it's not like she doesn't feel that she's accusatory in it. She just feels that she's having a conversation.
Well, yeah, and she's actually processing as well, you know. Just lose the defensiveness, try to be firm. You probably then, if she's being her normal self, will have to get to a point, well, that's not true. You know, come here. You know, I'm here for you. You know, like loving. But the moment you're like, that's never going to happen, this and that, she doesn't give a shit. She's already insecure. It is happening. It's happening right now. You know what I mean? So you want to just stop. That's not true. Right? Smile or look, sincere, right? Because you should feel that she's just hurting. It is happening right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys get to that point where the I love you but I'm insecure, the code word? Did you guys get to that conversation?
No.
So you should try that. When you're having good days, be proactive, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I could see that happening in the near future. I think she's still too reactive now.
Yeah, not right now. No, don't try to fix it right now. Come to her with a reflection later, right?
Yeah.
You know, things are going good for a couple of days, and you know it's going to be another 2 days, and it's going to happen again. It's the same cycle. So all you do is get ahead of it, right? Hey, babe, you want to try something? You know, I was thinking about the dream the other day. You know, I was thinking about how you get really scared. You know, that sucks. And I really want to help you. You know, want to try something? Would you be interested in open to trying something? Get the yes, and then say, you know, if you feel anything, doesn't matter if it's a dream or, you know, whatever, my boss at work, you know, you might lose her there with my boss at work. So you have to reel her in.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, I'm on your team. I'm on your team, right? I love you. Stay with me. Okay? Be patient. The whole point is to get to when you have any feelings, you know, when you're worried, when you're scared, when you feel like I am going to destroy us by cheating. What do you think about saying, I love you, but I'm insecure? I'll drop everything and I'll be there for you. You know, to make sure you know how much I do love you. You're the only one for me. You want to try something like that? You know, and see if she'll take it. She might not be ready yet. But the whole point is to keep showing her that she is the only one for you. And I realize this is a stretch and it's hard and it's a lot of work because it's not really your issue with the insecurity here. But it is because you married her. She brought it in and you love her. So we're going to help her. Okay?
Yeah. I see that. And I think that would be good. I think it'd be very good.
I know that.
Both of us.
I'll give you some perspective. When Catherine suggested that to me, I was like, this will never fucking work. Right? I kind of lost my shit. Because you're in that hole. That's why I'm suggesting you say it when things are going well. Right? You can try to get ahead of it.
Right.
Because if she's in the hole, she's going to be so much disbelief. And to my surprise, it worked very well. She would just grab my hands. Now might do things differently because I'm a physical touch, right? She's not probably, but you know, Catherine would just grab my hands and just be like, "Hey, babe, I'm right here. Because I would have said, I just used the words, and my words didn't come out softly. Neither will Don's, because she's in that moment. If she's remembering to use the tool, okay.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that will help. I think it'll help considerably because that will show her that I'm absolutely sincere about finding out what she's thinking.
Oh, 100%. Like, I can't even tell you, like, if you guys think about how many of you have been insecure, like think about the fear that you have of her leaving, who she's talking to on the phone, this and that. If you're able to have the support from your partner, think about how much easier it goes. That's why Catherine has a job, right? You know, you guys are all here, most of you doing it on your own, trying to lead your wife. But think about this. If you could give some of that same love to your wife, or sorry, get some of that same love to your wife, this is just roles reversed with the insecurity. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, everything's been going
Excuse me.
everything's been going much better though.
Good.
And
Happy to hear it, Bill.
gonna keep that trend, keep that going.
Keep it going. You got it. All right, I'm gonna jump to Morgan here. Morgan, go.
Hey, y'all. Just pretty blown away right now. You know, I went to court this morning, and the wife's been on me because she's like, you know, we need a lawyer. And I just told her, I'm like, we don't need a lawyer for this. I got this. And we're driving there this morning. I was like, look, just have some faith in me. Stand by my side. Look, you know, we got this. And I told her my plan. I said, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna talk to, if they have an attorney, I'm gonna pull him aside, talk to him, and I'm gonna get this straightened out. So when we go in the courtroom, they got an attorney. He comes up to me and he's like, can we talk? I'm like, yeah, great. We're talking. She comes out of nowhere, just spazzing out, you know, starts threatening, we're gonna do this, we want a continuance. And I'm just like trying to tell her, hey, stop. And it was like a huge scene. And I had to walk away from it. And then, you know, pull the lawyer side again. And, you know, what I said happened as far as like, you know, it just, we both agreed on it, but.
Hold up. What are we at court for?
The property line.
It is a property line thing. Okay. Yeah. So knowing that, you know what I mean? Knowing that she's going to lose, she's been losing her shit over this for months, man. So what I would have done is I just simply would have just, hey, honey, she's going to blow past you because she's got zero respect right now. It's just, hey, babe, not going to work. If you tried to pull her away, you'd probably just reinforce it. So I'd actually just look right at the other lawyer and say, do you want to go into another room? And just go in another room. But don't walk away from the situation, right?
Well, you know, I walked away from her spazzing out, and then eventually I knew I was going to speak with the lawyer, so I did. I went and pulled the lawyer again aside and spoke with him. Was like, you know, here, write this up and let's sign this. Let's go home. But then as we're sitting there, we go through all these court cases, and like 4 people get divorced in front of us. And the clerk's like, yeah, all you need is this packet, this and that. So after court, she goes, she gets the divorce paper packet. I didn't say a word the whole way home. I just didn't say nothing. I went home, I changed my clothes. I'm at work, you know.
Well, first of all, sorry, dude, that really sucks. But second of all, you don't want to let her run you. She ran you when she was dealing with the lawyer. She ran you when she picked up the divorce papers, and she ran you in the vehicle with the divorce papers in her hand, right?
Well, I don't know. You know, she ran me because what was I shutting down? I mean, should I?
Yeah.
You know, I just left it alone. I just didn't want to be in a car arguing down and driving down the street. You know,
I get you.
It would turn into an argument.
I get you, but you had lots to talk about with the lawyer, right? Conversation, the way it worked out. What are we going to do with the property line now? What are the dreams? What are the goals? I'm fucking getting divorced. You see this paperwork? Why are you talking to me about that? Well, you're still my wife. So anyways, the property line. I was thinking, like, don't let her run you, man.
I mean, I just cast like.
I know.
I voice my opinion. I tell her, listen, you know, here's our survey, here's their survey. Our guy's agreeing with their guy. I just don't know what else she wants. You know, it's like, what else does she need to feel that she's correct inside? You know,
and maybe that's just it. She just just wants to get that out. Who fucking cares? But she needs to get it out, right? Like it doesn't really matter. Everybody's come to terms. Ask her. So now that everybody's in agreement except for you, like what? Why?
So, at the end of the day, we all signed the papers and it worked out the way I said it was going to work out. I don't get it. I mean, she was pretty much saying, that I didn't have her back, that I wasn't beside her. And I was like, I didn't say anything.
This is one of those examples where sometimes you have to make a choice and she's not going to like it, but you stack those correct choices down the road and you get respect back. But you don't do that if you're hiding from the divorce paperwork. You don't do that if you're just refusing to talk in the vehicle, like if you're just afraid of her mood, like just even walking away from her with the lawyer reinforces that you don't have her back instead of standing up and taking the conversation serious with the lawyer.
I agree. And I guess I felt like I did stand there and just, being loud capped over and over again. And I mean, this is out in a hallway with people and it's just,
stop.
It just
that's your nice guy. Who fucking cares? Let me give you a different example to spin your perspective. Okay. You know how we've all been somewhere and you're embarrassed because your kids are running around screaming and loud. Maybe it's at a restaurant. Right. Maybe it's at church. We've all been there, right? What good does it do to try to stop them? They're fucking kids. It doesn't work that way. Everybody knows it, but everybody's worried about what everybody else thinks. Now, let me ask you something. Are you more worried about what everybody thinks? Or are you more worried about how your kids feel and the connection you have with them? And in this case, that your wife feels like you're behind her, you're with her, you're a partnership, you're a team, or even better, that you're leading her with this decision that the other property, you and the lawyer has figured out.
Of course, I see that, but it was just like we had a game plan, and I was sticking to the game plan, and then just totally just reneges and just does exactly what I was like, don't do, and just it ended up, being whatever, embarrassing or whatever, but it just. And as far as running away from the divorce paperwork, I mean, I think about that. She just went and got the packet, so she would, yeah. I don't.
Fuck. You know what I do? I go home and I take the packet and I just take all the pages and make them into little paper airplanes, and then fucking make a target somewhere and just play with them. Fuck, who cares? Like honestly, just have some fun. Seriously, show her what better looks like. You're a little bit like Jeff, where you're really afraid of her, and that's just not going to work. Show her what better looks like.
I mean, you say like afraid, but what am I supposed to just come back as just like, roar, a man, hear me roar.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I talked about being soft, and then I talked about just dealing with the lawyer, because no lawyer can deal with this screaming either. It's not how it works. Right? So the lawyer is going to take who serious? Now she might. And she might get pretty annoyed because you're just undermining her, this and that. Well, that's not true. Don't feed into it. You don't have to ride the crazy train, but you also don't need to teach her while she's on the crazy train that nobody's listening to when you're screaming. Because nobody fucking hears when you yell. You've all yelled at your wives. You all fucking know she didn't hear a damn thing. It's the exact same thing. Okay? Don't be afraid of her, buddy. It is a fear-based thing. It's afraid of being embarrassed. It's just one version. You mentioned it.
Yeah, well,
I get it.
I guess there's no going back. I guess there's no going back on it now.
No, there's not. But yeah, that's why I gave you the idea with the divorce paper, the little target, make paper airplanes. Baby, I got one for you too. What color do you want your plane to be? Fucking cut red crayon all over it. Hearts. There you go. Fuck, go have some fun with your wife. You gotta do it, man. But you're always like, the next step, she's just pissed. I don't want to do it. It's not going to move anything forward then, Morgan. I get it. It's fucking hard, and your wife is mean. But if you could influence mean, over the years, guess what else you can influence? Positive, fun, exciting. Don't enable the bad behavior anymore. Just show her what good life can look like. Same as what I told Jeff. Show her what the good life can look like, because nobody wants to feel shitty all the time. Some of us didn't know what that was like until we understood what joy felt like. But most people on a whole have felt so much joy, positivity, and they've lost their way. And so they're angry and they're hurt and they're full of bitterness and resentment and contempt. Don't let her drag you behind the truck. Okay, buddy?
All right.
Your last question was like, so what am I supposed to do about it? It is literally go replace shit with fucking awesome. Because this won't be the last time, whether you're super happy or whether she continues to coast, whatever. Okay? This will not be the first time you disagree on a serious subject. It will not be the last. It'll be the first of many if you can start to turn around, though, where we can change the trajectory of what we want here in marriage. Okay, bud?
Okay.
Go have some fucking fun. Go have some fucking fun. Go do it.
All right. Thank you.
You got it. Kelly, go.
I just say a quick question, a nice guy question. So my wife wasn't feeling good today. Has like a stomach bug, nothing major. And I asked her just about an hour ago if she was feeling any better. And she said her stomach's still not great. And then she asked if I would take our oldest to cheer practice tonight. And I already have plans to go meet up with a buddy who may or may not be able to make it out just to go watch a football game, nothing huge. Go up and grab a beer and dinner and watch a football game. And I know the answer, if it was a normal situation, if she wasn't sick, would to be, sorry, I've already got plans. But with it being her not feeling awesome, like she's not deadly sick or got the flu or anything major, should I still stick with my plans, or?
I want you to think about this not as a nice guy. Think about it as a partner and a man with kids. So a man at home and a man with kids. Think about it like that for a second. Dig into the reset for a second. What do I do?
Take her to cheer.
You take her to cheer. She's sick. If you were okay, first of all, if you're co-parenting and you're split like Kelly and his wife are, okay, you will still have to be making compromises. Sure, if you're getting abused and walked on and they're always doing everything that, get out of plans, okay, we can talk about setting some boundaries, okay? That's not even motivating with boundaries. At that point, it's setting boundaries, right? Okay? But that's not what's happening here. You guys have a great relationship when it comes to co-parenting. Now think about it as if you're husband and wife in the same home. Fucking gonna hang out with a buddy when your kid has cheer and she's not able to do it? It had nothing to do with your nice guy. You're afraid of not being the nice guy is the only thing, right? I don't want to do this. I don't want to just make myself too available, all that shit. No, man, you're a man with kids and you're a fucking partner. You're a man at home. You want her to know that she's got a partner, right? And you should be doing it for you as a man. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, it makes sense. But with the thought process I had, and from a different perspective, was, and I know this is kind of getting the tit for tat mentality, but I was thinking in terms of, like almost the opposite, where she's not wanting to be husband and wife. She's wanting the opposite of what I want. And
Hold on. Then just go with that for a second. Cool. You might as well stop talking to her, flirting with her. You might as well just let her have what she wants. Go file the papers for her. Might as well, right? You can't keep score, man. The moment you start realizing that you're like, but she doesn't want, well, then you might as well start making your decisions different. You again, go back to co-parenting. If that's what you have, you are still going to make compromises. She's not abusing you. She's not taking advantage of you. And especially if she's sick. Let me put it into a different perspective for you. Let's just pretend you have a wife like mine who's sick all the time, right? She's been getting sick. We still haven't figured it out, right? So there's a lot of times that we're not doing it. We're still flirting, super heavy. She's sick. I'm going to take care of my wife, right?
yeah,
She's sick. You're going to take care of your
I've been-
kids. You can't think about the fact that she doesn't want to be married to you right now. You show up like the man you want to be. Otherwise, nobody would need the reset, dude. We just let the divorce happen.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I want to give you a massive positive, though. You're thinking it through without contempt, without resentment, you're just processing it. This is massive, though. Questioning, reflecting, thinking it through. And I see zero defensiveness. It's just processing. So this is a massive win.
well, so I have to admit it is a little bit defensiveness. I do feel a bit like, because I've been, I offered her, can I bring you some stuff later if you need, like, is there anything I can help you with, or anything I can get for you? And then to have, no, I don't need that. No, I don't need anything. Thank you. And then it just, in my head, it's like, you don't want me to be your husband until you need me to be your husband.
She's not asking you to be your husband right now. She's asking you to be your child's father while she's sick. And she did ask for what she needed. So your nice guy's totally missing this here, right? Can I bring you anything? Do you need anything? No, thank you. But can you take our daughter to cheer? This is when women think, why doesn't he ever fucking listen to me? It's because she did ask for something, but you felt because I don't get to go see you and bring you something, take care of you, that you weren't taking care of her by helping take over the schedule that you weren't supposed to have your daughter on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. Like, and again, I admittedly, I feel, like.
Well, you just feel shitty because it's not what you wanted to give. But again, that's man out of control in the nice guy triangle. Man, and again, that's why women think that men don't listen. I fucking told you what I needed. I need help with our daughter on a day that you're not supposed to have her. Congratulations, buddy, my man. She asked for help. She didn't have to. That's not a bad thing. It's just hurting because you're not living in the same house. But dude, that's why I used the sex example. Like, it doesn't really matter. Okay? I got one more minute, guys. Then I have to go on a Pedro's Free S podcast here. So give it to me quick, Kel.
No, I was just thinking that I feel like that's that is, like I said, the first part of it was the nice guy thing. Like, she's not super sick. She's not in a dire situation, and I've already got plans, and for me to drop my plans to help her with something, that's where my mentality was.
But again, she's just not abusing that. She's not abusing that with taking advantage of you to get things done around the house, to fix this, to fix that, to pay for this, pay for that, to take the kids. She's not doing any of that. So this isn't about being too available. This is about being a good partner and a good father.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Okay, perfect. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go a little early here because I have to get to that podcast, but we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Recording.
All right, guys, thanks for watching.